All right, pal. You can't sleep here. Who the hell are you?
If there's one thing we can all agree developer Machine Games is good at, it's killing Nazis. In recent years, the team has rebooted the Wolfenstein series for modern gamers before getting lured into the looter-shooter craze with the release of Wolfenstein Youngblood in 2019. Since then, we've all been wondering what this talented group of developers would do next. In 2021, Bethesda announced their partnership with Lucasfilm Games to create a game based on Indiana Jones, which then turned into Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Like many, I was excited but also hesitant about this new video game adaptation. Younger gamers may not know the name, but Indiana Jones was super hot in the 80s and 90s. Every kid wanted to be him, me included. Dr. Jones's wits and lust for adventure have brought him to landmarks around the world to uncover unique relics and, yes, fight Nazis. After getting the chance to play 3 hours of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle at a preview event, I could see that Machine Games knew many fans would share similar thirsts to be Indiana Jones as me, but these are some pretty big shoes to fill, even as a video game.
His way to the castello.
Father Ventura?
What's that?
I said, who is Father Ventura?
We call him the Men in Black, a friend of Mussolini.
My initial experience with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was more nostalgic than I had imagined, as we see Indiana Jones wake up after a lovely evening of drinking with his friend Marcus Brody. However, Dr. Jones notices that they may have company and soon is faced with a giant man who quickly disposes of our fearless professor. After waking up, again, he and Dr. Brody discover what has been stolen and the adventure kicks into gear. In terms of story, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle has a pretty nice pacing across each scene. It never stays in one place too long, and sometimes I wanted the scene to go on even longer because the acting was just so good. The story is set between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, so Dr. Jones does have some experience under his belt when it comes to dealing with Nazis, and he's gonna need it. A few other nuances sparked some nostalgia, such as obtaining the whip or interacting with specific items and objects, but the story doesn't overdo it, and everything from what I experienced flowed naturally in terms of progressing the main mission while also exploring and uncovering new objectives. This game does have a lot going on, but I'll try to hold off on explaining it beyond the scope of this preview. Instead, I'll mainly stick to my personal experience and save the system breakdown for the review. That said, honestly, I wasn't having that much fun when I first started playing. Everything felt a little too handed to me, and getting caught by guards only underscored some of the meh AI moments. However, I did something that I don't normally do in games. I turned the difficulty up, and let me tell you, if you're looking for immersion, and if you really want to feel like Indiana Jones, play this game on the highest difficulty. The experience completely changed for me. I was more cautious and less willing to make mistakes. I was planning out my routes and avoiding guards by any means possible. Getting caught was asking for a game over, which pretty much hid the enemy AI issues where getting caught summoned every AI within a mile radius to your location. I should note that I was able to survive getting jumped by 8 guards on normal difficulty, and while it still took some skill, I was not able to do the same thing on the higher difficulty. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle further immersed me by throwing me on a large map, which there are several of in this game, where I was free to explore and take on missions alongside the main mission. The game doesn't tell you where anything is here, and you'll need to talk to NPCs, explore dungeons, solve puzzles, and get creative in order to progress. At one point, I noticed I was getting spotted just by walking around some part of the town. However, I found a disguise in a tent, which lowered my chances of getting seen, but that said, you're not explicitly told to do any of this. Like Indiana Jones, you must put in the legwork in order to progress. Necessary items like the lighter are acquired through almost random side quests that instill a sense of discovery into each moment of the experience. I actually didn't expect this level of detail, and even though this is a first-person game, I felt my confidence rising as I assumed the role of my hero. One thing I didn't like was the equipment system. It's a little messy in its current state as you try to remember how to access items in your bag and figure out if an item you're holding will go in the bag or fall to the floor when you're picking up a weapon. On the subject of weapons, you can pick them up, but I didn't use them too much. Similar to the equipment system, I didn't understand why you had to drop the gun if you crawled or jumped on a zip line. Hopefully this is fine-tuned before release. But anyway, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was a pleasant surprise for me. It also convinced me of my skills as a gamer. Raising the difficulty of a game on the first time underscores my own skills and path to truly becoming Indiana Jones. At least, that's what I think. Playing this game is going to be for my childhood. I can't wait to see this new experience through, and I can't wait to share my review with you when Indiana Jones and the Great Circle launches on Xbox Series X and PC on December 9th, 2024. Now, enjoy some gameplay.
Ancient Egyptian, obviously. A depiction of Bastet.
Goddess of protection, of warfare, of music.
A lot of things. Why is this thing not working? Need to get the power back on.
Ich hoffe, dafür kriege ich Mamas Apfelstrudel. Dafür lohnt es. Was nun?
And there's something behind that. Nazi idiots. They missed this. Queen Mother's hidden chamber. Beam of light in 3 eyes beneath the Great Pyramid. The secret of the Queen Mother. I found it.
Wow.
This hasn't been disturbed for thousands of years.
Maybe because of this huge hole.
Yeah. Watch your step.
I can't see the bottom. Are these the Guardians?
I would guess so, yeah. These were artisans, masters of their craft. They lived and breathed beauty.
Voice Pixel.